So I'm Ram Pendyala. I'm a professor of transportation systems at the School of Sustainable Engineering in the Built Environment from Arizona State University in Tempe, Arizona. And we're proud to be one of the host partners for this International Symposia series. So we will be hosting this symposium in 2015. So my work focuses heavily on transportation systems analysis. So we care about how people move and through cities and between cities. So we focus on human travel behavior. How, why, when, and where do people travel, and with whom do they travel? Because there's many activities that household members pursue together, or different households get together to pursue activities. So all of the human choices about where and when they travel is what constitutes traffic. And we're concerned about trying to manage the traffic, reduce the energy and environmental impacts of all of the transportation activity you see out there. And also we're focusing now heavily on freight transportation, the movement of goods and services, and how we can optimize that movement, both from an energy footprint standpoint in terms of trying to minimize the energy footprint, but also in terms of just efficiently delivering goods and services to the public. Oh, it's a lot of fun. I can talk about it forever. I think there's a number of challenges. Of course, one of the biggest challenges that's relevant to this symposium that's going on is how do we design and provide the infrastructure that's needed to accommodate people's travel demand, their mobility desires and aspirations. How can we design and provide infrastructure for the future given the constraints we have? Many cities have run out of space to add new infrastructure. Many cities and states and countries are financially constrained, and infrastructure costs continue to rise. So are there ways we can optimize the utilization of the infrastructure? Are there ways we can modify human behavior so that it is more energy and environmentally friendly, reduce the carbon footprint related to our transportation activity? So there's a number of challenges. What kinds of policies would make sense, not just from the standpoint of minimizing travel, because sometimes policies can have unintended consequences in terms of hurting the economic vitality of a region or simply affecting the quality of life. And so we need to find policies that both enhance quality of life, but at the same time help us optimize the utilization of the infrastructure that we do have, and better manage the transportation system to balance the goals of sustainability and livability on the one hand, quality of life and meeting transportation demand on the other, and providing infrastructure. These are all pieces that we need to tie together as a livable framework as we can. And I think that's what this symposium is trying to do. It's trying to bring together people who work in different disciplinary domains and infrastructure sectors and have a dialogue. Well, if we were to do something with the transportation system, what are the connections to the other infrastructure systems and how would they get impacted? Or are there things that we can do in the other sectors that would have a favorable impact on the transportation system? So I think this symposium series is really targeted towards bringing together the different sectors, disciplines, and looking at this not just from an engineering perspective, but also from a social and behavioral perspective, and think about the time-space interactions that characterize a lot of these infrastructure systems and people's behavior. And I think it's bringing all of that together that I think the Smart Infrastructure Facility has been able to do that quite successfully, and hopefully this Symposia series will launch a new way of thinking about infrastructure design and provision. We just, I think, cannot think about infrastructure as a piece of concrete anymore, but it's more an agent that can enhance the livability of cities, can enhance quality of life, and can actually be an agent of change in terms of changing people's behavior.